Well, the last time Illini West and QND met on the softball diamond was a year ago this Wednesday. Now, in that game, Illini West jumped out to a 5-0 lead on QND's turf before the Lady Raiders rallied for a 6-5 walk-off win. And don't for a second think either team had forgotten about that game coming into today's matchup. Started in similar fashion, an early 3-1 lead for Illini West was quickly erased. So how would the 2012 version of this story play out? Let's take you to the middle innings in this one. 3-all tie here in the top of the third after Tori Kuhn had smashed a 2-run double to tie the game. Here's a sacrifice fly off the bat of Ari Rigg to put the Lady Raiders out front 4-3, scoring Kuhn. But that's when Mackenzie Harriman really found her rhythm. Still 4-3, top of the fourth. She's going to get a swinging strikeout. Just a good example of her strong command in the late innings today. Bottom four, here's possibly your biggest at-bat of the afternoon. QND's Aubrey Wilson had an 0-2 count on Courtney Graves with 2 outs and the bases empty, but Graves shows a ton of patience, draws the walk, and what a funny game this can be sometimes. The difference of just one pitch as Jalen Tallman rips a double to left center. That would score Graves from first. We are tied at 4. Top of the 6th, still tied. QND with a runner on second, and you cannot tag a ball any harder than this, but you can't track it down any better in center field than Jenny Bowman does right there. One of her 2 very nice catches on the day in center field. QND stranded a runner at third in the top of the 7th. But in the bottom half, pitcher Aubrey Wilson went to work. She strikes out the side there. That's the 3rd strikeout. Raiders held scoreless in the top of the 8th, so we go to the bottom half. Great at-bat here by Josie Finch to reach base. Just barely she beats it out after a Holly McDowell bunt moved her to second and an infield single by Elise Trout. Here's your game winner by Ashley Kerfoot. She's going to rip one down the line in the 8th inning. That would score Finch from second. Great win for Andy Gronwald's squad. They moved to 16-9 this year. QND drops its first game since May 30th of last year, but something tells me the Lady Raiders, they're going to be just fine moving forward. Final in this one, 8 innings. Illini West gets the win, 5-4. Let's go to other scores today. One softball final to give you. QHS on top of Macomb as Lakin Freeze chips in 3 RBIs over team's 12 runs. This one finishes 12-1. In softball, we had Biggsville West Central beating West Hancock 1-0. Rainouts today included Liberty versus Griggsville Perry and Unity versus Central Southeastern. How about baseball scores? No scores in today, but we do have some rescheduling to tell you about. Illini West and West Hancock postponed to tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Hamilton. Liberty and Payson Seymour, this one postponed to May 11th. That game to be played in Payson. Also in Illinois, QND versus Brown County was rained out, along with Unity versus Rushville Industry and West Central versus Griggsville Perry. But some other finals to give you in boys tennis. QHS wins 9-0 over Macomb. They are 8-10 this season. Illinois track and boys at the Titan Invite at Monmouth-Roseville. Monrose takes the top spot, but Macomb in second, BPCA in 4th, and Warsaw in 7th. On the girls' side of things, it was Macomb taking the top spot, Sherrard in 2nd, and Monrose in 3rd. How about Iowa boys soccer? Mount Pleasant versus Keokuk. Good news for Keokuk. They moved to 10-1-1 with a 5-4 win, but bad news for the girls. Mount Pleasant gets the shutout win 1-0 tonight over the Chiefs. And in boys golf, it was Keokuk just barely edging Central Lee in a duel today. 174. Central Lee wins it to 170. Keokuk wins it by 3 strokes. 171-174. A few basketball headlines out of Missouri tonight. Former Palmyra boys basketball coach, actually this is Ashton Luttrull, she committed tonight to Southeastern Missouri State. We learned from her head coach Brad Dance. She made the decision last night. Of course, she's only a junior, but she did hit the 1,000 career point mark and scored over 20 points per game this past season. So I imagine it's pretty nice to have the decision off your shoulders so early in the process. And of course, she still has one more year here in the Tri-States. Also some news from former Palmyra boys head coach Matt Thomas. He is off to Steelville, Missouri, as he announced tonight via Twitter after he stepped down from the Panthers' top spot this past offseason. He will coach the Cardinals coming up this fall, so best of luck to Coach Thomas there. 2 quick college scores to give you. Quincy University women's golf takes 11th at the GLVC tournament in Waterloo, Illinois, and Culver Stockton freshman Megan Meehee leads the way with 1 round to go. She has a 3-stroke lead heading into tomorrow's final round.